Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. Good morning, everybody. Again, my name is Dan Kim, and I'm an account manager here at Buyside. And today we're going to be going over how to market your home valuation site effectively. Now, before we get started, we have a few different resources at your disposal here. If you have any other questions after this, or if there's other questions that you may have outside after this or later in the week. So the first one's going to be our Buyside Insiders group. So that's going to be our Facebook group that we have. And it consists of current members, and you can go there to get your questions answered, as well as see how other people have utilized Buyside in the past and have found success. The second resource that we have is going to be our help desk, and I'll actually be referring to this a little bit later here in this training session, but you can find that at support.getbuyside.com. And that's actually going to be very similar to a Google search page where you can enter in a question very related to Buyside, and it'll pull up the most relevant answers in PDF, in webinar, or in article form. And then last but not least, if you're just not getting any luck with any of those, we also do have a world-class support team where you can email support@getbuyside.com, and you can chat back and forth with a live agent for any troubleshooting issues that you may be having. Now for today, we're going to be going over, we have National Home Valuation Week coming up in a couple of weeks starting February 14th. It's a campaign that we like to run to help agents hit the ground running for valuations. We are in the middle of distributing these packets and all the information to the brokerages as well. So if you haven't heard of it just yet, you will be seeing something in your inbox relatively soon as far as how to participate in National Home Valuation Week. And to go over your home valuation site. So not only what the consumer sees, but what you can do and how you can utilize Buyside to answer the question that you inevitably get asked from everyone that you meet when people ask you, how's the market? A lot of people expect a one-word answer. It's either good or it's bad, but you as agents and the professionals know that there's a lot of layers to it. It really depends if you're selling, are you buying, are you just curious? And we'll be able to go ahead and talk through how you can speak to someone utilizing your home valuation site. And then we'll go over the marketing tools that are given to you and how to effectively market your home valuation site to cast the widest net out there for you. And at the end, we're going to go ahead and open it up to some questions and answers for you as well. So how do you get to your home valuation site? So you're going to go through your MyConnect portal through Berkshire Hathaway New England's portal site. And as you can see, that red box that's right there, you're going to go ahead and click on Buyer Connect. And this should take you directly to your dashboard, which looks very similar to this. Now, to get to your home valuation site, if you haven't utilized this in the past, or if it's been a little while, you're going to want to go to this top bar, this toolbar here, and go to Marketing and then Marketing Suite. When you click on that, you'll get to this page that looks very similar to this. So your home valuation site will be front and center. And then we have the marketing tools that we'll be going over here in just a moment. But if it's been a little while and you haven't seen your site in a little while, I would recommend go ahead and clicking on the home valuation site, preview my site, and it'll take you to your landing page that you have. So what you're going to be able to see here is that it'll be branded to you with your picture as well as your name and phone number. So when the consumer has questions or they want to start talking to someone, they know exactly who to contact. So what the consumer is going to do is they're going to start to type in an address. And just like you saw, I didn't have to type in the full address. It actually auto-populated the address for me. And all you have to do is go ahead and click on this. And what it's going to do is going to populate a market report. Now, this market report is very, very simple, and it's very easy to speak to as well. And they're going to see a couple of different things. See the address that they had searched for with the bedroom and bathroom count. This is all pulled in from public records. They'll have your name and your picture and your phone number again front and center. So again, they know exactly who to call, and the ability to and the opportunity to sign up for monthly reports if they would like. Now, let's say, for instance, you are talking to someone and they don't want to buy, they don't want to sell just yet, but they are curious about the market. You as the agent can actually go in conversation and say, you know what, let me go ahead and sign you up for a monthly report. You can unsubscribe at any time, but all you have to do is put your first, last name and your email address on there. And what that's going to do is it'll send them an updated market report every single month on a monthly cadence. And they'll be able to see this market report every single time. So it's a great way for them to keep in touch with the market, but also have your name and your number and your picture in their inbox at all times, or every single month rather. And this will also be a great way for you to keep in touch with that lead, to follow up with them and keep engaging in that conversation until they are ready to either buy or sell a property. Now you'll see here, they have the ability to edit this property. We all know that in 2020 and 2021, and even in 2022, I'm sure this will be the same, but a lot of people were doing some renovations to their house. They were building some equity into their place as well. They do have the opportunity to edit this property as well if they, let's say for instance, they added a half bath. But when they do click on this icon, all we ask is that they verify that they are the owner. So they'll have a couple of other opportunities to change aspects of the property. But if you're changing any aspects of the property, we ask that you verify that you are the owner. Next, they're going to see their estimated home value. Now, we do provide 3 AVMs or automated valuation models on purpose. We want to start to engage them in conversation. We all know that Zillow is the elephant in the room. They treat this as gospel most of the time, and they think that that's what their home is worth. But we like to show them that not only are there other AVMs out there, but they all vary widely in range because they're all computer-generated models. They haven't walked through their home. They don't know what kind of upgrades they've done. And so we do show them 3 different valuation models. And this is going to start to get those questions answered of, why is my home potentially worth from $378,000 all the way up to $535,000? It's almost a $200,000 variance. What's going on? And so they have the opportunity to contact you as the agent by clicking on this button here and leaving some information on the simple form capture. And then it'll go ahead and email this to you as well as show up in your leads box on your dashboard. Now, the next thing that they'll see is going to be the condition of the property. We put this on needs work on purpose. Everyone that you talk to thinks that their condition of the property is in excellent condition, but just like before, if you change any aspect of this, we ask that you verify that you are the owner if you're, again, changing any aspect of the home itself. Now, below that is going to be our buyer heat map. So this is going to be our a buyer activity heat map, very similar to a weather map. So the darker the color, the more active the area. The lighter the color, the less active the area. So you can actually utilize this information to answer the question when you get asked, how was the market? If they're selling and they, let's say, for instance, in this case, they land in a lighter colored area, you can say, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, I know that you want top dollar for this, but again, your home is located in an active area, but not as active as these surrounding areas that you see here. If you want, we can have this conversation a little bit later, but I can strategically place your home on the market if you're looking to sell, and we can have it so that your house doesn't sit on the market for 8 months in a seller's market. Or vice versa, if someone's looking to buy, you can see what potential areas that they're looking to start to buy in, and you can tell them, you know what, these are some of the competitions that you might be facing as far as other buyers are concerned. You may have to offer a little bit over asking if you're in a hotter area, or maybe we can just go for list price if you're going into a less active area. So you can really utilize this data here in your favor. And then we break down the buyers by price range as well as by bedroom here. And then down below, we have the buyer activity funnel. So buyer activities being defined as saved searches, saved properties, registered buyers, online inquiries, anything that they're doing as far as the activity goes. We start off at the statewide level and drill all the way down to within a 5-mile radius within the home's price range, looking for the same criteria that the home that was searched for. Now, below that, we have some supply side trends. Maybe the homeowner or whoever's interacting with the site hasn't really been keeping in touch with the markets closely. All they hear is that the real estate market is on fire right now, and they're getting a lot of conflicting information from a lot of different people. Now, we give them the median sold price within the last 90 days and the number of homes sold in the current quarter, but we also give them 4 quarters worth of information as far as the supply side trends have gone. And then finally, the last thing that we show are recent nearby sales. So these are going to be homes that have sold within the last 18 months and within a 1.5-mile radius. And the beauty about this is that because it's such a tight radius, they're more than likely going to know some of these owners that have sold their homes in the last in the last 18 months. And they'll be able to see, oh, I didn't know that the owner at 118 North Beacon Street sold for $460 back in August, but also that the owner at 40 Oxford sold for $360 just a few weeks ago. And so they'll actually be able to see some real-time data of what's been going on in their market very close to home. And at the very end, they'll have another couple of opportunities to contact you as the agent if they have any other questions about this page, or also to receive monthly updates on this property. Now that's what the consumer sees, but how do you get this into the hands of the consumer? So we give you a couple of different marketing tools available to you, but what I do want to refer back to is this slide here. And it's going to be how to market your home valuation site effectively, depending on what kind of sphere you're what kind of sphere you're targeting to. So the top sphere that we have is going to be the geographic sphere. These are going to be the areas of interest where you may not know a whole lot of people. You don't have any connections directly into that sphere of influence. So we do have a couple of ways to market through your geographic sphere that I'll show you here in just a minute. Next is going to be your social sphere that we have. So these are going to be people that you have connections with, maybe on Facebook, on LinkedIn, any type of social media sites where you do know them. And if you were to pass them on the street, you know exactly who they are. However, maybe you only keep in touch with them 5 or 6 times per year, but you do have them as a connection in your social media. And then lastly, the narrowest part of the funnel is going to be your clients. These are people that you've transacted with before in your past. Maybe you're on a texting basis every week. Maybe they're a part of your church group or your neighborhood group that you like to hold events for too. So we're going to be able to see what the tools that we give you to be able to target these spheres of influence very, very effectively as well. So using the graphic as well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go here. And I'm going to go ahead and start with your clients, the people that you talk to on a normal basis, the people that you have an email type of conversations with, email type of relationship with. And this is really the easiest way to get your name out there and to really start getting the valuations up and really start engaging that conversation. And the really easiest way that we give you is the first option here, where all you have to do is simply copy this text and paste it into your signature box in your email. You'll see that if I hover over this, that it does change the icon of the mouse. This does contain the hyperlink to your home valuation site. So all they have to do is go ahead and click on this link. Now, if you're reading this sentence here and you're like, that's not really my style of my call to action. I really have my own tagline and I really like to approach people a little differently as far as text and call to actions go. The easiest way we can do that is going to be to go ahead and copy this link here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do this on your email. So on my Gmail account here, I'm going to go ahead and create a new signature. So I'm going to write this as a signature. And you can go ahead and write down any type of call to action. So the real estate market is only going up. How much do you think you'll sell your home for? Now, once you have this text involved, all you have to do is go back to your dashboard. And when I click on this button here, you'll see that it changes, it goes from copy link to link copied. So that means that there's a hyperlink that's already saved onto your clipboard. And all you have to do is go back to your tagline in your email signature, highlight the text that you want to insert this hyperlink to, and click on link. You'll see that it mirrors the text that I just wrote in. And in the field where it says to what URL should this link go, I'm going to go ahead and right click and paste. So this will hyperlink my URL to this text. And you'll see that once I click OK, this text color did change. So it does mean that it is now hyperlinked. So any type of email that you send, we like to say that every email that you send is a potential lead. We'll have this in your signature moving forward. So there are a couple of other examples that your brokerage has given. It's going to be also your digital postcards, your virtual postcards that you have access to in this marketing suite. And so along with your email and your email signature, you also have the ability to personalize some of these virtual postcards within your brokerage to be able to start sending things and start farming your leads that way as well. Now, moving on to the social sphere. And now, again, those are going to be the people that you have connections with just via social media. You keep in touch with them a few times a year. We also do give you the opportunity to share your page via social media. And all you have to do is go ahead and hover over this link. And you see that we have the big three: Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And all you have to do is go ahead and click on the social media platform that you would like to be involved in. So I'm going to go ahead and click on LinkedIn for this example. And what it'll do is it'll pre-populate an image here and give you two different options, one to share this in a post and one to share this in a private message. So let's say, for example, you're at a networking event and you meet someone and they say, you know what, we're not really friends on LinkedIn just yet, but I'm really interested in seeing that home valuation site that you have. You can go ahead and send this in a private message directly to them as soon as you find that profile, and then you can go ahead and connect with them right then and there. But you can get the ball rolling as soon as you meet the person just in a private message. But for this example, I'm gonna go ahead and share this in a post. And you'll see that, again, it pre-populates an image. And if I hover over it, it does change the icon of the mouse. So this is gonna be already hyperlinked. You don't have to do any work, just as we did to the email address as far as the signature is concerned. So this is already hyperlinked, and all I have to do is click on this to take you to the page. Now, all of the work that has to be done on your end is going to have to, you're gonna have to go ahead and create a tagline. What do you think? And after that, all you have to do is post this, and you, just like Facebook, you can actually target this to any audience that you may have. So if you click on this anyone button, it'll give you 4 different options. So this will be to anyone on or off LinkedIn. I can target this to anyone plus an additional Twitter post as well. You can target it just to your connections only, or you can also target it to specific group members. So again, if you're in just a neighborhood watch group, if you're in a sports league of some sort, for example, I'm in a new dad group. I have an 11-week-old at home, and I have thousands of questions that I want to ask a lot of different dads and a lot of parents as well. And you can go ahead and hone this in and target specific audiences. Now, it is worth noting that in the past, there have been studies done as far as social media posts are concerned, that when you do post any type of, either regardless if it's a link or any type of call to action, it is worth noting that when you post something, it only reaches about 5% of your target audience. So in order to cast the widest net and to make sure that you expose this to as many people as you can, it is important to note that you do schedule a regular cadence of posting, so you do get regular visibility for those that have not only seen it just once, but to those that have not seen it at all yet as well. Now, going back to the dashboard, we also do give you a widget implementation. So if you do have an external business website, this may be for your geographic sphere. Maybe if you meet one person in one of your areas of interest, you can put this on, you can put this link on your personal website, so one that you have on your business card, and they'll be able to go ahead and enter the address into this field that you have on your business website. Maybe it's outside of your brokerage, and if they click search, it'll take them directly to the generated market report. They won't have to enter their address in a second time on that landing page. And we do give you the widget code here to implement into your website. Now, I'll be the first to admit that I'm not very tech savvy and I'm not very savvy with HTML coding. So this is something that I would either give to a friend that is much better than me or the marketing team to help you build this onto your website. And if it doesn't, most sites should use this code here. However, if you are experiencing difficulties, we do give you an alternate HTML code to use as well. Now, the last way that we give you integrated into this program here is going to be print prospecting. Again, this is going to be provided by your brokerage. So these are going to be able to, you'll be able to go ahead and customize some of these images here and really start to send out those flyers to those areas of interest as well. Now, one thing that I want to mention, and another strategy is going to be through a QR code. Now, QR codes, you've seen them everywhere. They were a thing of the past. And the reason why they died off right before, or pre-pandemic really, is because the technology was a little clunky. You had to always download a third-party app in order to read these QR codes. But with the technology moving these days, as well as what the pandemic brought, QR codes have made a huge return. And so there is a way, unfortunately, it's not integrated here, but I'm going to go ahead and show you what resources you have to create a QR code for your website. And it's going to be through that help desk that I mentioned before at the beginning of this, this training here. So all you're going to want to do is go up to the top right-hand corner over your name, and you'll see a drop-down menu that populates. And you're going to want to go ahead and click on help. Now, this is going to open up the help desk, just like I had mentioned before, very similar to Google search engine. So if you're having any trouble with your home valuation sites, your buyer market analysis, or just need another refresher on a different topic, we also do have the webinars here for you as well. But for this example, we're looking to create a QR code for your site. I'm going to go ahead and type in QR code and see what this brings up. So this is going to bring up how to create a QR code for your home valuation site. And I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Now, this is going to bring up an article here. This is a generic QR code, just what it looks like. I'm going to show you actually using one of the resources that we give you on how you can customize this as well. And it gives you a brief description of what QR codes are, why to use them, and how to create one here. And at the bottom here, we give you 3 different resources from free all the way to paid subscription. I'm going to use QR Code Monkey that I have here. That one is going to be a free subscription a free tool that is not a subscription-based platform. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how easy it is to create a QR code with your home valuation site URL. Now, what I'm going to do is go back really quick because I do need my URL. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure that you can copy your URL, and that's going to be on this page here, on the page that we got from your marketing report. So the top left-hand side, you'll see your personalized URL. I'm going to go ahead and copy this. And then I'm going to go ahead and go back to the QR Code Monkey. Now, if you have your phone available, I would recommend getting it out and then turning it onto the camera setting, because I'll show you exactly how this should work and how easy it really is too. So where it says your URL, I'm going to go ahead and highlight this and delete it. And I'm going to go ahead and paste my URL that I had just grabbed from my home valuation site. Now this site here gives me a couple of different customization options here, so I can go ahead and set the colors. So if you have a hex code that you work with, or if you like a personal branding, you can go ahead and enter those here. And it also gives you the ability to change around the color as well. But for this example here, I'm going to go ahead and keep it black and white. Next, you can add a customized logo image. So this is going to center this logo, whatever you upload here, to the center of this QR code to make it a little bit different. You can differentiate yourself and maybe put it on a business card or a flyer as well, kind of really get your branding out there. But if you go ahead and click upload image, it'll give you the opportunity to upload something here. I'm going to go ahead and pick my daughter because it's a shameless plug and I like to spam her picture wherever I am. And then the last part is going to be to customize the design. So again, to differentiate yourself and your QR code versus all the QR codes that are out there. And for this example, I'm just going to go ahead and pick 3 at random just to see what does generate once we click it. So after that, all you have to do is click on Create QR Code. And what it's going to do is it's going to generate a new QR code. And so if you have your phone out, you can just go ahead and hover over that image. And what it's going to do is it's going to populate, or actually prompt you to redirect you to a page directly to that home valuation site. Now I'll give you just about 5 or 6 seconds to make sure that it actually works. But this is something that you can go ahead and download once you've created what you'd like, and you can create this on postcards. Again, this is going to be to your geographic sphere, or you can just keep it on the back of your business card. So if you're at a networking event, you can say, hey, I know that you're interested in selling. Why don't you check out what your home's worth? Let's do it right here, right now. And you can go ahead and direct them straight to their site, or you can mail these out for your marketing campaigns as well. All right, so we went over what the consumer sees and how you can utilize your home valuation sites to answer the question, how is the market? By being able to capture both sides of the transaction there, as well as those that are just curious about keeping a pulse on the market. And then we also went over the marketing tools that are given to you, as well as how to effectively and strategically market out your home valuation sites to your different spheres of influence. And at this time, I wanted to kind of go over just one more thing, or just to recap the 3 resources that you have if you have any questions. We have our Buyside Insiders Facebook group. We also have our support desk that I just showed you as well. And then we also finally have our world-class support team at support@getbuyside.com if you ever do want to chat with a live agent and to get through any troubleshooting that you may have. Now, at this time, I'd love to open this up to Q&A if you have any questions, or if you'd like for me to go over another one of the marketing strategies again. I'd love to do that for you as well. Feel free to unmute yourself, or you can just throw it in the chat and I can go ahead and answer them there as well.
I was just wondering, we had an office meeting yesterday, how I would hook that up to my website. So if someone goes on and looks on my bio, they see this too.
Yeah, that's a great question. So there's a couple of ways where if you have a way to implement that QR code onto your website, they can do that. But we also do have the widget as well. So this is something that where you can actually utilize this widget code into your HTML and your website that you had mentioned. And they can actually enter it right from your website as well. So if they enter their address here and they click on this little magnifying glass button, it'll actually take them to this generated market report that we had seen before.
So it's already there in a sense.
Correct. Yep. They don't. If you
I don't have to hook it in.
You have to. You would have to, in the sense of hooking it in, you just have to take this HTML code and rip it into the back end of your website. Yes.
Dan, it's in all of our websites automatically. The widget, it's defaults to being standard. So Robert, you have it. Oh. You have it already. Yeah.
I have it.
Yep,
already.
You
okay,
do.
Because we had a meeting yesterday, and the impression Mark Nadler gave us was, at least the way I read it was, we have to put it in. He put it in his, so I figured, okay, I have to put it in mine because it's really nice. It really works great. Mark demonstrated it yesterday, so I said, well, I want to hook it in, so that's why I attended this, and so it's already there in a sense.
It's there, yes.
Oh, great. Well, thank you. Appreciate
You're welcome.
Perfect. Any other questions that I can answer for anyone at this time? All right. Well, thank you all for joining me. Thank you for having me. I appreciate the time. And we're going to be going over a couple of different topics in the next couple of weeks as well. We are going to be going over entering buyer information and why that's important for your marketing and how it continues to market your page, as well as coming soon listings to start interacting with those that are in your brokerage to be able to start marketing your listing out to the rest of your brokerage early. So hope you guys can join us then. If not, please let me know. And thank you again for joining me. Have a great day.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.